Hello, hello. Welcome to a new stream. I hope you're all doing well. You had a great day, and we're going to do another Tech Thursday today. Though I think I'm gonna rename it. I was thinking like Tech Talk, something like that, because it's now really tight to a day, and that might change. I'm hearing the static again, which is real strange. I didn't have that yesterday. So for those who missed it, we did another stream yesterday, gaming stream, but I'm not sure I'm gonna keep doing that. I've been thinking about it, and I really want to focus on technology, and I think putting in gaming streams here and there is gonna take away from that, the space I want to create. I think I want to make it a really technology development based streams where we learn stuff, or where we do things like we're going to do today, showing links, tools, frameworks, articles that I think was interesting. And if you have any you want to share, feel free in the comments, in the chat, depending on where you're viewing this. And so I think I'm gonna stick with that. But it was good. I wanted to try it out. So I think I did okay with that. I also really loved the stream from Monday where we started learning Haskell. I think those are the streams where both you guys as an audience and me myself as a streamer have the most fun with, where I can learn stuff. So yeah. So for those of you who are Mac, Big Sur is coming out today or tomorrow. Sadly, I'm not sure I can upgrade yet. Apparently there are some issues with the mic. So for example, the Elgato Wavelink isn't really that good with it. So yeah. I'm not sure. I have to check it out. It was that or Streamlabs. One of them was failing. So I'm not sure yet. Now for today, I got 8 links. I'm not feeling 100%. I'm a bit tired, under the weather. But I promised to stick to my schedule, and so I will. But it might not be as long as normal. We'll see how far we get with these 8. I'm gonna do some talking and see who joins the chat. All right, let's start with the first one. Just switch. All right. So the first one I want to share with you all today is super tiny icons. The link is in the chat. And these are very cool. So most of us tend to either use PNGs. If you're in the web development circle, you know you better use SVGs, which are also nice to resize. And someone made a lot of logos and icons in a super tiny SVG format. So apparently most of them are around 465 bytes. That's pretty cool, especially if you want to have fast websites or applications. So let's see, how small? So they do a comparison here, PNG, SVG. I would even say that this one is slightly better quality. and it's only 542 bytes versus 7,255. That is a lot of difference. Twitter logo from 5,568 bytes to 414 bytes. That's pretty good. And I forgot, Flickr is like 5,031 bytes in PNG and now only 251. Yeah, so I'm having the cracking again. That is annoying. I'm not sure why it is. Just give me 1 second. All right. That's not very cool. Never buy followers. That's not what we intend to do, chat. I want to build a real community. I want it to grow organically. I do not want to force people to be part of this. I appreciate following. I appreciate people chatting. I appreciate people looking at the stream, looking at this through YouTube, whether they subscribe or not. I do not want to force anything, and I'm definitely not gonna buy stuff. Not followers, not likes, not subscriptions, nothing. I want people to follow if they want to follow. So far for the intermezzo, back to this. So apparently he already converted a lot of stuff. Is it one? No, it's a bigger community who does this. Pretty cool. So there's a lot of social media. Really don't know why it's doing this again. Are you also hearing this on stream? I hope not. Because I switched to a complete USB-C setup. We shouldn't give these issues, and didn't yesterday. So the crackling is back. That's weird. Maybe I go too high? I'm not sure. It's weird. I'll look at it again tomorrow. See why it's cracking. Maybe I'm too close. We'll see. So, a lot of social media icons. So you have Flickr, Facebook, the regulars, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Slack. Apparently also like Mastodon, a bit more low key. TikTok, Friendica, I have no idea what it is. But like Goodreads, Dev2. Some media stuff. Spotify and YouTube, which is ideal in Apple Music if you want to share your podcast and you want to have the icons everywhere. Google stuff, though you can hardly distinguish what is what, but they also provide the old ones. That's nice. Communications, so all the big ones: WhatsApp, Skype, Signal, phone, even Discord. Websites if you want to add links. Mostly development related, but I think you can do stuff with this as well for other people. Twitch, and they're very low, huh? It's very nice. I might actually use these for when I want to revert my personal website. Pocket, which I use a lot. Oh, very cool. Internet stuff, browser stuff, more logos, and security, payments, programming. It's pretty cool. operating systems, gaming stuff, though very limited, and miscellaneous. Raspberry Pi. Pretty cool. So they want to go for simplicity and saving cost. All edited by hand in Inkscape, Illustrator, or text editor. And then minified. And they even encourage to make it smaller yourself. This crackling is really annoying me. Why is it cracking? That's not the one I want to play with. I'm not sure. I do have the latest version of everything, so it shouldn't be cracking like this. Colors can be simplified. Still some stuff you can do to make it even better. If you don't want the rounded corners, you can remove those as well. And if you want more, you can raise issues. You can also submit your own stuff, but there are guidelines. Cool. So if any of you are feeling confident enough to do that, here you can go. And then how you can use them. Makes sense. Let's have a look at one. Doesn't give me the file. At least not raw. Images. SVG. PHP. Raw. Wait, you don't get the code if you do raw? Source pull out? Okay. I wish this would be a bit nicer, because it, yeah, it's not really great. But anyway, you can still change stuff: width, height, view box, remove the round the corners. So if you're in need for icons, seems that this one is very nice to use. Okay, on to the next. Coin payment. Let me just quickly share. There we go. So, coin payment is a package to pay with Bitcoin or similar transactions. With cryptocurrencies, I couldn't find the name. So apparently with this you can say how to pay. I see a Litecoin and some other coins. I'm not really into Bitcoin stuff, but I thought it was really nice to show to the stream, to you guys, what you have as a possibility for Laravel. So you just compose your require it. Then you apparently install stuff, and then you create a button transaction. There's a coin payment. You give it some info, the items, payload, and then you generate a link for the transaction. You can open a job file. IPN route. What is IPN? So it searches it in Dutch. Where's an icon? Chat, if anyone knows. Instant payment notification. Okay. So this one is very 15 days ago. So they're still putting it up. But apparently they also have a version 2.1.1. Let's see, issues. Just convert stuff, localhost issues. So it doesn't seem too... Oh. That's the browser. 37 closed. So it seems they're active and that you can use it. Even have a website. You can pay by name, select the coin. Also works with WooCommerce, Shopify, Magento, OpenCart. So apparently you have different versions that you can use. Of course, I'm not sure how secure this is, but you can try. Right. Next one is actually an article. It's the Grand Unified Theory of Software Architecture. So they took Uncle Bob's clean architecture and Gary Bernhardt's map it corresponds with Gary Bernhardt's thin imperative shell around a functional core. So I'm not sure what's in here. Let's see. So they refer to Python functions, parameters for input, return result as output, no other side effects. Procedure, routine and subroutine, piece of code that executes and may or may not have side effects. So it's a function, but might not be a pure function. And they have tests. But then they go on about complex code, hiding input output at the bottom, input output at the top, and then of course clean architecture. We have your outside layer, which then talks to your controllers, gateways and presenters, use cases, so application business rules, and on the inside you have the enterprise business rules. So everything framework, driver on the outside, interface adapters in there, then the use application business, and then the enterprise. So a real onion layer. Yeah, side effects are the worst. Just think about the visitor pattern. True. Now what this reminds me of is actually what's it called again? The hexagonal architecture. Which is kind of the same, but I really love it. Is there a nice picture? Because I think it's somewhat the same. I can't find a nice picture about it. Yeah, it's also ports and adapters. True. Which is nice, like you have this onion layer where in the middle you have your most important stuff, the business rules, And then from the outside, you have all of the layers and everything goes inwards and not outwards. Is it kind of like this? It's somewhat like this. But I really like that idea. I know Matthias talked about it. Maybe he has a nice picture. Is it kind of like this? Am I gonna get the picture? No. Just the picture? Kind of. You know, so you have your request, you have a port, which is your web port, which is supported by your infrastructure, and then it goes into your application where it has a command and a handler, and then your domain logic where the magic happens. So if you want to learn more about it, the Grand Unified Theory of Software Architecture I think is a good starting point. And then Matthias Nobak also actually has lots of different talks about it, which is always a good one to always go to as well. He's really into that stuff. Alright. Like I said, I'm not feeling 100%, so we're going a bit faster than normal. But I still wanted to do the stream itself. So next up is a very interesting one. I haven't looked at it yet in detail, but it's the bullet train. What bullet train promises is that you can release features and then manage who can touch those features. So let's have a look. So you can manage your feature flags across web, mobile and server-side applications. Through continuous integration, gets built out faster and controls who access the new feature. Deploy it on your own, run it on premise, or even use their hosted API. And apparently it's as simple as this. If bullet train has a certain trait, you can use it. Interesting. So it's apparently used by Nike and by, God, I forgot the name. Starbucks, that's true. So you can manage features without deployments. Bullet train combines the concepts, and let's just make it slightly bigger. Combines the concepts of feature toggles with the flexibility of remote config. So it's you can really configure it by certain IDs. So if user segmentation, it's really nice for A/B testing then as well. So you can make a segment like a high spender if you keep that kind of data. Support different languages: Java, JavaScript, React, Node.js, Python, Ruby. Not sure what this one is. .NET feature flags. Okay. Android, iOS, Flutter, I think. Yeah. PHP, Go, and Ruby on Rails. Rust. Okay. So it's a little bit for everyone. So let's see how it works. So you build your new feature, give it an ID. Enabled by default is off. You can give a description. You deploy the feature behind the feature flag. So you have their client. You identify the user. You set the trait, email address. So this is probably what you need to determine or let them determine whether they have the feature or not. So that's probably their identifier, like this user does it fit. And then if it has that feature, which is the customer chat widget, it's your ID right here, they do the display chat widget. Really weird that I'm having this crackling sound again. The only thing I did was restart my computer today. it shouldn't affect this. Go. Anyway, to continue. Enable a feature for your own account. So you can find the email address, say this person can use it. So you have features and traits. Okay. So the traits. Is it used for this? I think so. Because here you have the trait email address and it says does not contain this. So that's probably how you build your traits. And then you can build your segments, and then your feature uses certain segments or traits. And then you can bring in the rest. So you create a segment. Now we can override the flag for this segment of user. So you have this, it's still off. Segment overrides the Acme team with that trait. Or in this case, it's called a rule again. Well, a rule is probably a trait is part of something. And then you can gradually release it. Percentage rollout. So you modify the segment, replacing the email address filter with a percentage split. 5% of our users will now see the chat widget. And then you can finish up. Remove the feature flag, edit the code, delete the flag from bullet train. That's pretty interesting. We actually built this ourselves in our own application, but I think this would be so much easier. Of course, uptime is important, but you could self-host, so you have a free branch, up to 20,000 requests, one team member, and then everything is actually unlimited. But I think 20,000 requests, depending on how many things you put on there, can grow pretty fast. But you're free to host it yourself. Or you can pay. So depending how comfortable you are with doing the ops as well, you can just host it yourself. And then you can go as far and wide as you want. But it's still pretty interesting, especially since you can try it for free without having to do anything yourself in the beginning. I'm not sure they have an export where you can just export everything and put it in your hosted and then just switch the flip the switch. Yeah, that pretty much says how my day is going today. Okay, but I think this one is really interesting. I already proposed it to my client and we're going to look at it, whether they want to or still need to use this thing. But it looks very interesting. Okay, on to the next one. The Ugliest App. This is very funny. So you can create an app. Boom. Here's my app. You can add pages. Should maybe do it like this. Oh, great. Now we have an page. This really is ugly. So you have pages, tables. I can add stuff. Cool. It's not the best way. So how does this work? I have a table, and then what? Identities? Very strange. I get you could make a static site with this, but what's up with the tables? Viewers, but you cannot do anything. That's weird. Then you have this identity stuff. That's just the app. This is the manage. Still don't get what the tables do here. Let's see if we can find more info. Ugly web-based code editor, ugly persistent storage, ugly backup restore. Is there like somewhere where we can get more info? No. Can have 10 pages, 10 tables, 500 rows per table. But there's nowhere how to edit those tables. That's weird. If anyone wants to play with this, have fun. I don't think I shared it yet. Not that it's too hard to find. Just ugliest app. It's weird, right? Can go back. What do I do with the table? All I can do is delete. So weird. And then just go back. No idea. All right. Dog. This one actually looked very interesting. So you can do DNS lookups straight from this little client. But you need to install it by downloading it. Written in Rust. That's stupid. Why not make something like brew install? Let's see. So you can give it a website, domain, and it starts looking up all the records, which is pretty cool. Oh, you can. Okay. Let's open an iTerm. Let's do this. So brew install, not dog. Just wait for my iTerm to Hello. There we go. Let's try this out. So it gives you all of the records. Now, of course, I'm not gonna target my own site. Though you could, technically, so there's nothing really weird about it. Command line DNS client. Colorful output understands normal command line argument syntax and supports DNS over TLS and DNS over HTTPS protocols and can emit JSON. So you can have arguments, hostname, types, name servers, have protocol options, output options. It's installed. So doc, cool. Let's do gives you the A record. Doesn't give that much more info, right? Does it by default not give more? So if I do doc sample, this is the same data. I just get the A list. MX and TXT. Okay. Let's do it for something else. So you get all of the info. And then you have different options of output. So JSON. Okay. It's cool if you want to do stuff with this. Seconds. So what's the difference with out? Minutes, seconds. Okay. You also have time. Ran in 100 milliseconds. So, neat little tool if you want to, for some reason, do DNS lookups on your terminal. Gives you nicely colored output. Alright. So that was dog, I think I shared it. Yeah. Then we have Dizzle. And Dizzle is a simple, fast CSS selector engine. So it turns CSS selectors into functions that test if elements match them. So full implementation for CSS3 and CSS4, partial for jQuery, and has a pretty good performance. So you add it, diffs, dizzle.diff, dizzle diff, so it searches all. Is it the new jQuery? I believe this was actually written to get rid of using jQuery stuff. I thought I saw it somewhere. I don't think you need jQuery for this, unless you want to do the jQuery stuff. You can also use it with npm install, and you could just import it and use Dizzle defined. So it just makes it, I think, for most people a little bit easier, because you can just do Dizzle, diffs, and all H2s in there, or all H2s. You can also do sudo. And then if they're visible, element filters. So you can filter all of the H2 which are visible. And you can create your custom adapters. So custom adapter. And it must implement something of these. So is tag, get children, get parent, attributes, get siblings, or get tag name. And you have combinators, so the children, adjacent, siblings, and descendants. And then support. That's a feedback. Okay. So that was Dizzle, and then last EUL. And EUL is for Mac. But it doesn't really say what it does, right? Oh, here. Status monitoring app written in Swift UI. And so it gives you like this. macOS 10.50. Which one am I on? 10.15. So you can also install it with Brew. Or in the App Store. But the App Store has some issues. Is it safe? Let's figure it out. So it's zip. If I go offline, it was not safe. Feels like it's stuck. Nope, there it is. Something is really messing up. Okay. Where is it? It's not started. Is it asking me somewhere for? Not that I see. Oh, here it is. Verifying. Takes a while. It should be opening somewhere. Aha! I just get a bunch of extra stuff on top. Cool. So my system for CPU, user CPU, temperature, 73. Good. OBS is taking the most, obvious, and its helper as well. The fans are going. Can confirm. But I don't think you hear it on stream, right? Should not, if the mic is set up right. Except for the crackling. Memory usage, network usage, battery. 92% healthy. Has a 66 cycle count. That's interesting. And you can see all of it here on top as well. So the fans, CPU, network. No, this memory, I think, no? Yeah, memory. So free and used. Network. And then we have the battery. And as like the hard drive, yeah. Preferences. Want your login. You can choose your language, temperature, text display. Ooh. Font. I love it, but you cannot read it. I can hardly read that either. Components. Also, you can remove. You can drag around. Hide icons. Hide it completely. And this is what if you click. Okay, cool. No fan noise. That's good. Because they're going. So I'm actually with discussing the fan, so because I'm using a Mac, you're actually having a new one, the new MacBook Air with the Apple M1 chip. It's crazy. So it packed with an astonishing 60 billion transistors. Integrates CPU, GPU, neural engine, input output, and so much more. And then apparently with the new macOS Big Sur, it should be like incredible. I actually now have a 13-inch and a 15-inch somewhere, because I had to buy the 13-inch because the 15-inch was broken keyboard. Let's see what it is. Power beyond belief. 2.8 times CPU performance, 5 times the graphic speed. Maybe that's the issue, eh? Maybe it's the hardware that makes it crack. Because I did change the port on which this device is now connected. Maybe that's it. I'll do more research on that later. 20 hours of battery life. Most popular pro notebook. Whole new level. 11/17. A few more days. You gotta give it to them. They always have the nicest graphics. 8-core CPU. Core GPU, machine learning, and then of course macOS Big Sur. Does that mean that if you use Big Sur, the older ones are upgraded as well? Yeah, that's true, Merkin. Only 16 gigabytes of RAM, which has Pro. Even though somewhere I'm like, I would like a new one, I don't think I'm gonna buy them straight away. Actually, with everything going on and all of the ports I need, I was like really thinking maybe I should just switch back to Windows or Linux. But then on the other hand, you know, I'm thinking of actually like learning Swift UI and stuff, build like Apple applications. I'm not saying I'm going to, but it would be nice to be able to. Thunderbolt. And apparently it only has two. Are you kidding me? For a Pro. I used up all 4 here. The Pop OS? Is it Pop or Popple? I think it's I'm wearing glasses and I cannot see it. Pop OS. Oh, right, I already checked it out. Pop OS. So, Merke, did you install that on your MacBook? Or on a different one? Did you just spam something? Because you got timed out for a second. I didn't do anything, by the way. That's weird. On Adele. Also, why did you get spammed out? You get timed out. That's weird. Also, I just saw that I made a mistake. I wanted to make you a mod, and I think I made someone else a mod. I don't think it likes full. Give me 1 second though, because I wanted to make you a mod, but I made someone else a mod, I think. So, because I cannot do it from Streamlabs OS. Because I now see you also have an underscore. Please be faster. Thank you. Is it here? No, roles manager. Yeah, I made someone else a moderator. Oops. Can I remove this? I can remove the moderator, but so it's Merke underscore moderator. Save. So Merke, can you say something? Yeah. Okay, it already says you're now moderator. Yeah, I might need to have a look at the Streamlabs bot. Make it less invasive. Okay, let's have a look first at the Apple MacBook. So which one is best for you? Well, I like the 13-inch because it's smaller. But the 16-inch says up to 64 gigabytes. Are you okay, Merke? Can you still talk? If you could if you could write something, then I can see whether you really are a moderator now. So the weird thing is, the Apple M1 chip is not available on the 16-inch. So what does it cost? Cool. So say I want a 13-inch. I think Apple is having issues. Actually, what's also funny, everything is plugged in. Streamlabs is sucking power. Hello, Apple. You're downloading Big Sur? I heard they're having issues, and I'm waiting with Big Sur because there are also issues with Big Sur for the wavelink, I think. Let me check. So Elgato wavelink, Big Sur, and since it's already cracking without Big Sur, here it is. Published yesterday, and you have a really bad font. Wavelink doesn't work, so that means this microphone would work, but the audio routing wouldn't, which comes down to my Spotify being just separate stream. I would have to set up the audio all over again. But they're working on it, so that's good. So Pop OS from System 76, which also makes laptops, desktops, stuff like that on demand. How can you do a nice stream if it's cracking? Every 3 minutes. Maybe I should do something like this. Will update. Did a fix 2 months ago. So this is what I did first. And then it stopped cracking. And then I thought, well, it's USB-C. And if it's because it's first on USB 2 and you move to 3 and I moved to C, I thought it would be better. And actually last stream it worked, so it's weird that it doesn't now. I could try it out. I did not touch my Spotify, by the way. Ah, new song. Should I chat? Should I try this? Which means you might lose me for a while. let's quit wavelink. So I should be back. Yes, I'm back. Okay, so I changed the setting and I'm really wondering if I'm still gonna get cracking. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna continue with Pop! OS and see if it cracks. I hope not. And if this would solve it forever, that would be nice. Because changing from that didn't solve it at all. Not one bit. Yeah, it's still cracking. Yeah, voila. So I put it a bit lower. Maybe that's what's causing the cracking. I'm not sure. There are people also saying it with NVIDIA, OBS. So yeah, maybe it was, nope, I didn't put it exceptionally higher. So yeah, maybe it is the USB stuff, and maybe I should put it back on USB 3. Maybe I should put it on the other side of the Mac. I'm not sure. Is your link safe? I'm just kidding. Static feedback went there. I'll get a wave mic. I'm getting some feedback or something with no indication of where it's coming from with this mic. I've got the pop filter, which I have as well, and a mic foam filter, no, that I don't have. I also monitor to the mic to avoid latency. It's annoying though, enough that I'm considering going back to my old mic. I'm getting the static noises on my Wave 1 and 3. macOS, static in Final Cut Pro, and the Game Capture AD software while using the Wavelink software. Make sure the sample rate of OBS Studio and Wave 3 are matched up. Is that what they just changed? Sublime. Where are you? Sublime. Oh, it doesn't open it. Does it have like a history? Okay, for a second there everything froze. Yes. Open recent. Now what was the default? It doesn't remember. I think it's 60. Oh yeah, go and change stuff without keeping a backup. I always say Algate. It's not Japanese. Yeah, I messed up. I should have kept history. They say the sample rate is 48. I don't see that here. I'm not sure what the buffer size was. Should have checked. There's no history, right? No. God damn. So OBS, what do I have in settings? Audio. Sample rate is 41. Do I need to restream for that? You can still hear me, right? But now it's back, right? But you can see. I can still hear crackling. Or is it me? Yes. So that doesn't solve it. Unless I need to restart everything. But it could also be the setting I changed, which I don't know what was the default of. Because I wasn't smart. So, wow, I'm cracking more. So the wave. Actually set to something else. Music is there. Oh, here's the voice. I think it's back now. The question is it still cracking? Is the sound better? At least I don't hear cracking on my end. So that's good. If someone can confirm. Looking at you, Merkin. Good so far. Okay. So I set both the OPS and the wave to 48. And I'm hoping that solves the issue. But it seems like it. Back to Pop OS. So you're using Pop OS on a Dell. But you also had a Mac, right? So you don't use your Mac anymore? So you can do workspaces, keyboard navigation, stacking, develop software out of the box with a vast array of libraries and tools at your disposal. Mac for work, Pop for pleasure. I see. So it has all of this by default. So you get Android Studio, Postman, VS Code. All of this, Blender, DaVinci, OBS, it's all in there. When you install, or it's just compatible. My god. So you can do gaming. So gaming is like by default the Linux, Ubuntu based. The thing is, I don't have a spare laptop. To test stuff out. So they sell the laptops. That's nice. Gaming is faster. Actually, the prices are pretty okay. What's their highest? This one? 10 core, 10th gen, Intel i9, NVIDIA GeForce, 120 gigabytes memory, 3.8 kilograms space weight. For 2,249, which is still cheaper than a MacBook. But it's a beast, no? I mean, so big. See, it's really big. It's almost hard to type for your wrists, if I look at it like that. You can get the Dell XPS 13 PC machine. Let's have a look. So Dell XPS 13. So all 13. Yeah, okay. i7, 13-inch, 512 gigabytes hard drive, 16 gigabytes integrated. Check the UK, it's not available. Mind the BE. Then what I'm looking at now, is this the wrong one? Is my Spotify very loud, or is it me? No, should be fine. Okay. 8 gigabytes, 256. This is more sleek. It's more what I like. Developer edition. Nice. So this is the one you have, Megan? i7. Don't need Windows. Actually, it's like free. Ah, you wish. 16 gigabytes. Go for the best. Ooh, Arctic White. That sounds nice. But the graphics card isn't that, not that I game, but 1 year support. But it looks nice. Looks like a great laptop. The thing is, I'm just so integrated in iOS. I mean, iPhone, MacBook, I use all the services. Well, that's not true. Mostly all the services. Yeah. I like how sleek and easy everything is with a Mac. For example, I gave my dad a MacBook Air, and you know, he used to call me like twice a week for issues with his Windows laptop, and now I hear like 0. Every now and then when I get there, he's like, hey, can you have a look at this? But it's not urgent, I figured it out, but just want to make sure. And just makes such a difference. So this is yours. Oh right, I remember this one. There are no specs? Specs. I'm so gonna forget about this. It's not set to start up, so yeah, I don't know. For now, I think I'll just stay with the Mac. It's not like I cannot pay it because I buy it on my company, so that helps if you have a company. Specs vary. i7 with 32 gigabytes RAM and the NVIDIA MX 250. That's nice. I think in this one I like have 16 gigs. That's it. But also the i7. And 4 ports. Kidding me. Storage is usually not an issue. I mean, Nix store. What is the Nix store? I think I didn't hear any more cracking, unless someone else did in chat. So that is good. Let's hope it stays like this. That's good. That's good. All right. So we went through a bunch of links. I'm gonna quit a little bit earlier. Next Monday, we're gonna continue with Haskell. I'm gonna go through the rest of the documentation, see what we can do and improve it. Is the sound still clear? Because it does sound a bit different in my headset now. Not as crisp as before, but I could be wrong. Clear. Okay, that's good. If it's clear, then it's fine. So next Monday, more Haskell, and I think I'm gonna focus on more development streams. Besides Haskell, I do want to upgrade my Symfony knowledge because I'm stuck on 3.7. I need to see what upgraded to the 5. But I also want to maybe do Swift UI. I think it's with Xcode, right? Let's see what you have. Ugh. And how long is this gonna take? Do I really want to know? No timer. So Haskell, Swift UI for Apple iOS stuff. Yeah, I just want to like experiment on stream, just do stuff I normally don't do. But that still contributes to what we have. Let me say that different. That contributes to me as a developer, but also to you guys. And then I have to figure out how to do the branding stuff. But that's for something off stream. This is going so slow. You can hear me clicking, right? It's a bit annoying. Typing is okay. Yeah, sound. Alright. I'll let this install, but I'm gonna stop the stream here today. So, thank you all for watching. I hope at least some of the links were interesting. Let me know, both here on socials, anywhere you want, what you think of the stream. Give feedback. What do you like? What don't you like? And I'll try to see what we can do. But at least it needs to still be fun for me. But I'm thinking of doing more streams with development, less gaming. And this link stuff might be fun to end the week with, so I'm gonna keep that on Thursdays, and we'll see. So thank you all for hanging out, and I'll see you hopefully on Monday for a new Haskell stream. See you then. Bye.